And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday. That must mean it's time, baby, for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please, like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link and check us out on Patreon and see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And tonight we're going to react to Pulsecon. We're going to talk a little bit about YOLOPARK. I want to touch on just a couple of notes, so to speak, for Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus after seeing a couple of more reviews and stuff. And we're going to, of course, do trivia and this week's unboxing. Of course, you know, for the last several weeks, we have been unboxing a number of things that came in all together. Came in way too early for me. But, you know, it is what it is. So we've done that over the last number of weeks. I'm still working through those reviews on the channel. In fact, tomorrow will be Tow Line. Tuesday will be Junkosaurus. Next Friday will be Laser Cycle. The following week, we're probably going to do a couple of Seekers. You get where this is going, right? So all that being said, of all of that stuff that came in early, I have the last thing here tonight, and I have something else. So there's two things here tonight. Okay, let's kind of just get everything here set up. Okay, hold on. They're making some changes to like the interface, and your guy here, being as you know, old man as I am and stuff, I of course struggle to stay up to date with it all. All right, let's get going. Hey, Dragonfly, just signed up for what? Just picked up Trash Master and got a killer deal on the Prowl Iron Hide 2-pack. Yeah, I heard that. I heard $27 in the US. That's a great deal for that Prowl and Iron Hide 2-pack. No doubt about it. I don't know if it was worth the full 55, but 27, yeah, that's a great deal. I agree. You know, what can you say? Hey, Caldio. Hey, Ed. Hey, Mike, Marcus. Hey, Sawyer. Been a while, buddy. Hey, Warpig. Hey, Tens, Marcus. If I didn't say it already, buddy. Hey, Boss Gunny. And hey to you as well, Big M. If I didn't say that already. I'm the Trash Master. I come into the ring and throw garbage. I tell you, I keep thinking of the Shock Master. If you don't know WCW Shockmaster debut, it's worth like looking it up after. Most people would know him as the guy who played the character of the Shockmaster. Most people would know him as Tugboat in WWE, or Typhoon, who was part of the Natural Disasters. But there was a time he had this sparkly stormtrooper helmet. It was a terrible debut. Shockmaster was just awful. Just awful. Might not make it. What do you mean might not make it? You're here, Hot Wheels. I got to show you that clip of the Trash Man joke later on. It's pretty funny. I don't want to smell what the Trash Master is cooking. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, let's start going down through some of our news. And let's jump right into it with Unix Square. Now, I talked about Unix Square last week as it pertained to their Optimus, somewhat IDW-esque looking, and their Starscream. Well, just a couple of little notes that I didn't include there that I really should have. One, apparently these combat robots that don't transform are licensed. They're not like just a third party or anything. They are actually licensed. So that's cool. And apparently they're going to have secret features that are not yet announced. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what sort of secret features they have. I would assume things like maybe LED eyes and stuff. I guess I don't know. We'll have to see. They're also the company, by the way. A little while ago, a few weeks ago, we talked about this very detailed Optimus Prime bust where the head was able to move around and whatnot, kind of stylized, but a ton of detail. And they're the same company that's doing that as well. I also wanted to talk very briefly just about a couple of thoughts since I've seen like a couple of more reviews of Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Again, I've said often that it's not for me. Not that I don't support it. I'm just happy with the work and the version that I've done for my Combiner Wars one. However, the more I see this, the more I think, yeah, it's a pretty tremendous Ultra Magnus. I'd still like to know what his overall mass is in grams. I would really like to know that. Nobody has said that yet. A couple of things though that do strike me. I'm not a big fan of the spring-loaded chest. I get why it's spring-loaded. I understand it, and I get why it's clever, but I wonder if they'll break. I also wonder why those hinges on the chest are white rather than red. The other thing that just strikes me as a little bit odd, and it's a very, I'm going to say minor, I don't even want to call it a gripe, because I have characters where this is the case myself, and it really doesn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me here, but it's worth noting. I find it very strange that this very kind of hyper animation accurate Ultra Magnus, and he is, there's no doubt about it, but his back tires are out much wider than his front tires and the tires that are on the cab of the truck. I wish that the head had somewhere better to store underneath the vehicle instead of like kissing the bottom of the truck, basically. And I was curious if the Combiner Wars ports for his legs and arms would work. And it's interesting to note that they're actually a little bit smaller and actually are not compatible with Combiner Wars. They're just sharing the same sort of engineering, so to speak, for the arms and the legs. Neat, I guess, if you want to take it apart. Why not? I think the transformation is quite clever. I really do. A couple of things I would have done differently overall, but yeah, very strong. If I, hopefully I'll get a chance at some point to at least review a copy of this. We'll see. But undoubtedly, a very strong Ultra Magnus. I'm sure he will appear in many, many top tens for 2023. I'm sure of it. How could he not? I'm saying, and I don't really have the guy, and even I'm saying, like, it's an impressive piece. There's no doubt about it. I certainly hope it doesn't yellow for people, and I certainly hope that the shoulder pieces as they like unfurl and snap in. I feel like those where they snap in is quite tight. And I've seen a couple of people say that they have a little stress mark. I hope that kind of works itself out. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt he's impressive. But that's just a couple of, and honestly, the Siege is good. The Kingdom one is fine. My Combiner Wars, if I didn't do anything with it, is fine. Honestly, if you go back, the Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class 1 is a nice Ultra Magnus as well. Ultra Magnus is one of those guys who's lucky to have a lot of great versions. But undoubtedly, the most animation accurate is going to be the 86. No doubt about it. Even if the scale's a little off. But I think you can look past that because he looks right. He looks like he fits in the way he should. Hey, Albert, if I didn't say it already, buddy. Hot Wheels getting the 86. Yeah, I think most people are getting the 86, and that's fine, Hold on here. Where did I go down to? Hey, Blue. Mark says, I'm sort of digging Trash Master. I was sort of thinking about picking him up, but I don't know. I'm probably going to pass and regret it. Don't pass on him. He's a true blue Voyager. If you watch my review, he's a true blue Voyager. As a matter of fact, he's a little bit more than what a Voyager typically is. A Voyager at its high end traditionally typically goes for about 165 grams. This guy's 169. He has a lot of paint. He has a lot of parts. And while there's a lot of junk hanging off of him, and he has like this like big front of the vehicle chunk of butt, honestly, he's shockingly well articulated and really, really solid on the table. At first, I didn't know what to think of him, but the more I fiddle with the guy, the more he grows on me. He's fun, he's interesting, and he's definitely something different. take that for what you will. I would certainly advise you to go back and watch my review. If it was no good, I would be the first guy to tell you this ain't any good, right? I would love a Hot Wheels by Transformers toy. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's happening, right? Isn't part of the whole Mattel Hasbro crossover thing that we're going to get a bunch of like aren't isn't there going to be like Barbie Monopoly for Hasbro, and there'll be like Transformers that are, we call them dinkies, people call them die cast, whatever you call them, for Transformers. That's not like micro machines and stuff, just like your regular Hot Wheels, right? I'm pretty sure like that's happening. I've talked about that here before, man. Hey, Lance. What? The 86 Magnus. What? My opinion is the 86 Magnus. I say complicated, won't get them. How is it complicated? I'm not sure what you mean there, Blue. So go down here. Customized CW Ultra Magnus is good enough. I do not need the SS. Yeah, and that's fine. Like, honestly, I mean, and I've said it a million times. Mine got the X2 toys. I think it's XT009 kit on it for the feet and the new arms and hands and stuff. New head, new face. And it also has like the KBB version of the Perfect Effect Core Fighter, which is the cab. Like, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that if you got the 86, I'm happy that you're happy with it, because I do think it's an excellent version. It's just I don't think I need it, right? DNA will come up with some of those parts. Yeah, you're probably right, Ed. You're probably right. And I don't have, that's something else. Like, some people won't have the Combiner Wars 1 or the Earthrise or the Siege. So this one will also be perfect for them too. Good point, Hot Wheels. Hey, Anthony. As my favorite non-spouse person, I wanted you to know that I am here. I am also eating Taco Bell. Oh, you're killing me, man. No, you're saying good that we're far apart. I wish I had some Taco Bell right now. That'd be great. Agree with you about Ultra Magnus, head under the cab. Yeah, I just feel like that could have been a little bit better. Hey, Transformers fan. You're not too late, man. We're just kind of getting going here. 86 Magnus is too expensive. That's the big thing with me. Too expensive. Taxes in, he's going to be like 150 here. When I'm happy with the one I got, I can't justify 150 for it. Picked up Trash Master and he's amazing. He is. You're right. Say no more, fam. I mean, there you go. Give it a shot. There you go, Mark. See, there you go, buddy. I passed on 86 Magnus. I have 2 Masterpiece, Siege, Prime, and Anime. And that's fair, 210s. All of that's fair. Magnus looks way too... I'm not sure why you would say he's complicated. His legs fold down like every single Magnus there's ever been. And there's a couple of blue things that flip up on the side. Besides that, it's really only the 2 tabs on his shoulder, and then you accordion out both arms and put them together. I mean, maybe the cab and the way that flattens out might be complicated, but no, it's not at all complicated. It's quite elegant, really. I've heard a couple of people say that they had trouble with the accordioning of the arms, and I could see that. And maybe you might have trouble with the way the like torso compacts. Maybe I could understand that, but the actual arms and the legs are fairly straightforward, really. So I don't know what to tell you. We did have a transforming robot toy made of Hot Wheels, and it was even called Streetwise. Interesting. Yesterday we also yesterday was also T-Fan Page's birthday. Yeah, yesterday was Brian's birthday. And Dragonfly just said it there. I want the 86 Magnus more for looks, or because he looks more G1. I get that. I absolutely get that. And like I said, if it wasn't $150, I'd probably say yeah. But like that's a serious chunk of change when the one I got is good enough. You know what I mean? So, and Jay of course loves it. Jay's been gloating all day about his Magnus, right? And I get it, right? Like Jay says it right there. Thinks he's fantastic, but that's just me. Of course, we all know that if they put out a new one in 6 months, Jay'd say the new one is also the best. You know you would, Jay. I love you, buddy. I might get Prime Magnus for his jetpack and give it to my friendly, sadly, parents don't support his collecting. Oh, well, if maybe you can do something for another collector and help someone out. Why not? Hey, Warren. It's like a mini masterpiece, not because of the NP Magnus, but because it's expensive. Maybe I've seen this and I've seen reviews of this. I've seen reviews of the MP Magnus, and just like with Grimlock, this is better than the MP. It's more articulated, it's more solid. It's just like how 86 Grimlock is better than the MP. It's more articulated, and it's more solid. Okay, so YOLOPARK. Let's kind of get some of that out of the way. They showed off their AMK Series Pro G1 Optimus Prime and Megatron, at least the samples of them. They look great. I had talked about how they changed the Megatron head, and I thought it was still a little off. Well, the latest head, they nailed it. This Megatron is the perfect Megatron head. Optimus looks really good, a very animation accurate Optimus. They're both great. They're also doing a gold, like I guess a Golden Lagoon version of that Megatron. If you're into the more simple to put together builds, if you like their kind of hyper cartoon accurate look, as well as their highly articulated robot existence, I suppose you could say, and you're okay with them not transforming into a truck or a tank or a Walther P-38 or whatever, then these might be for you. They're impressive. There's no doubt about it. They are impressive. I'm going to skip over the Pulsecon stuff. We'll go back to that and some notes that I took about their notes. I want to kind of get some of the other stuff here out of the way. Speaking of YOLOPARK, at Thailand Comic-Con 2023, we saw the AMC Pro Rise of the Beast Mirage. Very detailed. This was the gray prototype. Looks really impressive. Again, a ton of detail, as well as Soundwave Bumblebee, which looks like he jumped out of the Bumblebee movie screen. Again, it was a grayscale, but all of the detailing is there, and they nailed the head sculpt where he looks a little bit sad. But it's accurate. It's absolutely accurate. Rise of the Beast Rhinox, who looked a little hunched. I don't know if that model was posed the best, but it certainly looks like his robot mode from the film. And Primal, which we've seen before, but the real standout star was Scourge, Rise of the Beast Scourge. And just today, we actually got full color images of him. And boy, oh boy, does he look like he jumped off the screen. It's really interesting because when you look at what YOLOPARK is doing there, and then you look at the Studio Series one with the new DNA design kit, then you see exactly why the DNA design kit was made. Because when you put all of that on the Studio Series, it looks an awful lot like the YOLOPARK. Doesn't have as much detail or the same paint, but it's definitely in the right ballpark. That said, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I actually prefer the stock Scourge and his like smaller head with the frill thing coming down. I actually prefer that, and I don't know why. I know it's not animation accurate, and I'm usually an animation accurate junkie, but I like it. I think it's really neat, honestly. So, but yeah, if you want the animation accuracy, like I normally would, cartoon's king, or in this case, movie's king, then YOLOPARK might have what you need, man. We know Pulsecon had a whole bunch of reveals. People said, hey, what about Studio Series, man? Well, apparently the next wave or first wave of 2024, I suppose, of Studio Series will be unveiled the end of this month, according to McRae. I can't remember his first name. One of the designer guys, right? And he kind of wet our whistle a little bit because we saw images of Studio Series 86 Scrap Heap, which, of course, is another remold, reuse of the Wreck-Gar Junkyard mold. Scrap Heap, I mean, one of the more recognizable ones when it comes to character models. A lot of people now are really hoping we're at least going to get a Nancy. Maybe. We might. We certainly could. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I don't have a problem with it. Am I going to get it? Maybe. Is it a priority? No, not really. But I like Junkions. So if I see it, yeah, I probably will because they're just fun, right? They're just fun. The Troop Builder 4-pack, that's out in the US. I think the latest wave of deluxes are out in the US, and so is Dreadwing. I also think they're out in the UK, but I could be wrong about that. A lot of people this week were really taken aback by the OVA, the original animation for that RC Dreams of Daikon. Again, just like with the Starscream one, I think it's very well done. It's obviously a work of passion by a very dedicated fan who really, really, really did nail the animation. Though with it updated, it has very much an anime feel to it, and a lot of people love that. I'm not a huge anime fan, so like that slight stylization to it doesn't land with me, but it's extremely, extremely, extremely well done. Very well done. The talent is unmistakable. And I think if we had those character models in a whole new series, man, I think a lot of people would be happy. People, company, young man, whatever that does those little videos. I don't know, man. Maybe the dude needs a job in some of the fiction division or something there as an animator or something. Just saying, just throwing it out there. It is an impressive piece of art, no doubt. Speaking of art and animation and designers, the new game, Transformers Reactivate, might be shown at Unreal Fest, Video Game Fest, of course. It could be shown there. The developers say that they're going to celebrate their latest projects. There's a few of them. Of course, Transformers Reactivate is one of them. A lot of people are figuring we're going to at least see some gameplay. Time will tell for sure. What exactly does it mean that they're going to celebrate their projects? I don't know. What are the developers talking about? Who knows? And a few moments ago, we talked about DNA design. They have a kit now for Armada Optimus Prime that adds new hands, fully articulated. It looks like an articulated waist skirt that's in like 3 pieces instead of one big piece. You know, I don't like the one big piece. That was the problem with the Earthrise Seekers, one big waist skirt. That was the problem with Studio Series 86 Ironhide, and will be the same problem with Ratchet. Don't do one piece. It's lazy. Do the 3-piece thing, guys. Come on now. A bunch of fillers, a new blaster that can combine with his other blaster, along with like other parts to make this gigantic cannon thing. The one thing that I did notice is that the parts that have gold on them, it's a really nice gold, but it doesn't really match the more yellowy gold of Armada Optimus Prime. So I look at this kit and I'm like, it's a neat kit, but I feel like it throws the look off a little bit. That might just be me. Maybe you think it's a perfect match. Who knows? But it is a pretty impressive set. Of course, from DNA Design. Are we honestly surprised? I'm not. I'm going to just go back to the Pulsecon stuff, and I'm going to check in with you guys. And the Pulsecon stuff will be the last of this week's news, but it's the biggest of this week's news. So let's just check in with you guys in a second here. And I know you guys have been talking. Let's see. I might get the Prime Magnus. Okay, I saw that. Yeah, we were down past that. Hey, Triple R. Doing all right, buddy. Surviving, surviving. Swinging from the fences, buddy. My friend is technically in middle school. Told him about the channels I can think on top of my mind. Okay, well, right on. I don't think they can make a better Magnus. Maybe not. I think he's worth the Commander price point and much cleaner than the MP. Much cleaner than the MP version. Again, I mean, all in here. I mean, we're talking 150 for a Commander. I'm sorry, I can't just bend over and accept that. I need to know the mass. It has to be at least double the mass of a traditional leader, which means it got to be in the range of about 650 grams or so. If it's less than that, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I understand the appeal, right? I have to see how much less it is, right? I understand the appeal. I'm not gonna lie. The 86 Magnus is 100% a price thing. 100%. Their pricing is gone too high, and now it's a price thing. And they're losing sales because of it, obviously. Just got Slammer, Pipes, and Tigatron. All 3 are great. I like them. YOLOPARK are models you put together, some of them very intricate and detailed, and have like metal skeletons and stuff that you build upon and like gears and stuff. And then there are the ones, the AMK, for example, are much smaller, and you still have to put them together, but they're in big chunks that go together. The intricate detail of them going together has already been done. Plus, they're pre-painted, which I think the really big ones aren't. So there's a lot of advantages if you want kind of an easier to build kit, right? Just got in. Howdy dropped a walnut tree day. Interesting. By the way, hey Grimlock on. I also prefer stock Scourge. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing against upgrade kits, but for some reason he really strikes me. Hey, perhaps a dog. The Troop Builder pack is coming in tomorrow, and I bought 3 for the heck of it. I mean, honestly, I can remember saying, do I want none or do I want a bunch? And we've had a ton of expenses. If they were to come in tomorrow, it would be, I wouldn't be able to get it. I gotta be responsible, right? Hey, Timmy. Like we had, oh yeah, I'm saying expenses. You guys don't know. So our son broke his glasses. So that had to be done, which was a pretty big expense, you know. But our hot water tank died on us. So we had to buy a whole new hot water tank. If any of you have done that, then you know they ain't cheap and they ain't fun. But you know, once the thing starts leaking, it gotta go, baby. It gotta go. So some big expenses that we were not anticipating. I don't know if you mentioned this. Sorry if you did, but what figure are you looking forward to? I haven't mentioned any of that. I haven't even talked about Pulsecon yet. Perhaps a dog. I could tell you now, it's very easy for me to pick what one I'm looking forward to because there's very few I'm looking forward to, which is okay. I'm not angry about that, by the way. The RC OVA was just amazing, and it's largely why I want to see a Transformers anime again because the animation of anime skyrocketed in quality. See, I don't think it did skyrocket in quality. I don't agree with that. I don't like anime. I don't like that style. I like the old 80s style. That's just me, right? I'm not going to say it was amazing. It's neat. It was a great passion project, and the guy probably deserves a job. But if they do a whole series like it, I can tell you now, I'd be out. It wouldn't be for me. It'd be far too anime for me, and that's not where my interest at all lies. But I think it'd be popular. I'll give respect where it's due. The original video animation, I'm waiting for the MHA dubs of USJ. I have no idea what you're talking about. But whatever. I hope you get what it is you're hoping to get. I'm not picking up the OG Junkie. What? I'm not picking up the OG Junkions. I'm getting repaints of them. Okay, well, whatever works for you. I'm probably going to get it, the kit for Armada Prime. What's everyone's recent pickups? I'm just going to skip down over all of that because I don't really need to go through everyone's pickups. You can read that if you want. Let's see. With the writer strike over, I can get back to submitting scripts to studios and being denied. Yay! Good luck with that. You're welcome, Tens. The September pickups. No, I'm not going through all the pickups. That'll take forever. Hey, Maximal 10. Hey, Sovereign. Hey, Rob. Late to the video, but I'm perfectly happy with Kingdom Ultra Magnus. That's fair. The 86 is way too big for you. That's fair, too. He's a big guy, but he's not bigger than Grimlock. I'll save the $100. That's fair. Hey, Pender. Hey, Prime Ghost. I'm feeling the sting of being hunting for genuine G1 Optimus Prime trailers. Oh man, I wouldn't go hunting for those. I would just get a reissue one. Make life easy on yourself, dude. Okay, so Pulsecon. Let's get into everything to do with Pulsecon. So first things first, in the core class, they showed off Boulder Crash, who turns into a rock cannon. What do they call it? A rock weapon. Okay, and a rock motorcycle. Weird looking dude. Don't hate it. Energon Megatron. He does have his tank shield. It looks like Energon Megatron to me. I see it. I'm like, yeah, that looks like Energon Megatron. He's tiny, but it looks like him. And Tasmania Kid. His tail comes off and can go in his hand. I'm like, man, that looks like Tasmania Kid. I think if you got the original, you don't need this one. I don't have the original, so I might pick up Tasmania Kid. Might get Boulder Crash. We'll see. That's two. Not high on the list of priorities, but we'll see. At the deluxe scale, we have, of course, animated Bumblebee, who I think looks fine. We have Rescue Bots Chase. I wasn't sure what I expected there, and I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I feel like maybe his chest is a little more squared off than it should be. But overall, I'm like, yeah, that looks like Chase. I get it. I get it. People that are Rescue Bots fans are probably going to love it. Honestly, he might look good next to Strong Arm. He might look good there. Police and Police. I don't think it looks bad at all. I think it was a fine addition, really. Some people have said that they suspect that mold is going to be used a whole bunch of times. We'll see. We'll see. What else do we have? Oh, Infernac universe, Magnus. Okay, we're going to talk about the Infernac universe in just a little bit. But the Infernac universe, Magnus, he turns into a truck and he's an armorizer. I guess he comes apart and becomes other parts like we've seen before with a lot of like the weaponizers and the fossilizers and the junkions, right? It's that same gimmick continued, except now that it's rocks. And Cyberverse Windblade. I'd heard the rumor about Windblade. I think she looks fine. It's unfortunate that the underside of her wing that shows when she's in robot mode is all waffly. I feel like that with her, both sides of her wings, because in plane mode you see one side, in robot mode you see the other side. I don't know. Maybe you could just turn the wings around or something, but like it's unfortunate that either side has to be waffled. I do, however, support and like that the little turbines can turn. So if you want both of them to have black showing on the front or in jet mode, you can. If you want the silver showing, you can do that too. I think that she looks fine. And her sword thing becomes like a blast effect in jet mode. I have the Titans Return and our son has the Generations. So, I mean, and you would have seen them when I done the recent collection tour shorts, right? I don't think we need it, but I think it looks good. I love the head sculpt. Bit sad we didn't see Chromia. I'll say that. So, out of the deluxes, maybe Magnus, but nothing's really standing out to me. Then we get to Voyager. And in Voyager, we have Thundertron, and Keldeo asked me, I think it was Keldeo, asked me my thoughts on it, my reaction to it. None, really. I don't really have a reaction to it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't really know the character. I don't know the Star Seekers. I am, however, very interested and curious to know, why is the Walmart one going to be a leader class when this one's a Voyager? I don't feel like I can get excited about it or jump on it, even though I like new and different, because I'm like, I don't know if this is the one I want. I need to know what that leader class one is like before I can make a choice. I guess we'll see if we see a reveal, right? And I guess, is it worth a leader class, price point? Or would I be just as happy with the Voyager? Maybe I don't want either. I don't know. I do think it looks pretty good. I'll say that. I do think it looks better than the original. And I thought the original looked pretty darn good, to be honest with you. I would be more excited if he had his repaint. And I don't mean as Lio Prime or Leo Prime or Lio Convoy, because it has been repainted in that. No, I mean as Transformers Go Prime. And if you're like, what is Go Prime? Go Prime, it was a master swordsman, right? A legendary prime and a master swordsman. Go look him up. A little bit of trivia for you there without having to do the question. Go Prime. And of course, the other one is animated Optimus Prime. I mean, if animated is your thing, I know it's Rob's, right? I mean, what is there to say? He's so articulated. I think that they've managed to really maintain the kind of blown proportions aesthetic in vehicle mode and in robot mode. He looks like he jumped off of animated. The face is gorgeously painted and sculpted. It's a great looking animated Prime. Really, really impressive animated looking Prime. And then we get to leader class. We're getting G2 Optimus Prime reissue. It's the exact same G2 Optimus Prime we got before. People are asking, is this one different and changed? No, it's a repack. That's all. And we're getting Tiger Hawk. I was expecting the blue, so I was really taken aback and thrown when we saw the animation accurate purple. And at first I was like, that doesn't look right. And then I'm like, wait, yes, it does. That looks more right. And I had to kind of almost do like a second take. You can definitely see the inspirations from Tigatron and the inspirations from Air Razor. It's a nice piece. It's one of those though that's really going to splay out and take up a nice bit of real estate. I want it. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to stick it yet, but I think that that's pretty cool as well. They also showed the Hotshot, the I guess Powerlinks Hotshot and Jolt. Of course, I've said that that's already out here at GameStops in Canada. The Mark done the whole like creator thing, and he said that the brand new head sculpt and whatnot was a specific homage to episode 45 of animated, or not animated, Armada. I'm like, okay, cool. It's neat that it's an homage to that specific episode. He also said that he has like a bunch of books or something now. I'm sure that they're early design like sketches and stuff that came from the era of Armada for him to be able to build off of. He also was asking people, like, who's their favorite minicon? Who do you want to see next? I think that we're going to get a smaller class, and they're going to be minicons. I really do. I don't think they're going to include them with the deluxes and Voyagers and stuff. I don't believe that for a second, though they should. I think that they're going to maybe do a minicon pack or something. I think that they're going to be the next Micromasters, right? And that makes sense. They also showed off Commander. Well, not didn't show it off. That's a lie. On the packaging. And then after the fact, it was confirmed that we're getting Commander class Magmatron. That's who I'm looking forward to. That is who I'm looking forward to. Apparently, he's called a triple changer. And I assume one of those modes will be his weird centaur mode thing. I don't know how he's going to combine. Man, I hope he's stable. Because, of course, he's like 3 parts and stuff, right? Magmatron. I mean, it's so weird. We have Lio Convoy, but we don't have an update to Galvatron from Beast Wars 2. And now we're getting a Magmatron, but we don't have an update to Big Convoy. Though we did get a reissue a couple of years ago, right? We need a Big Convoy to go with Magmatron. Very excited about him. And to my wild disappointment, Titan class Tidal Wave. What a shame. I've said it before and I'll say it again, and it's no good to argue with me because you're not going to convince me. Yes, he's a big boat. He's not as big as a city. He should have been Commander class. I see no logic here. To be fair, I don't think that Devastator or Predaking should have been Titan class. I don't think Omega Supreme should be Titan class because they're not. Black Zarek isn't a Titan. Neither is Grand Max. So, like, this isn't the first time that they're doing something as a Titan that really doesn't fit if you know the scale and the size the Titans are. But I know that fans are going to go wild for it. Now, here's what fans aren't going to go wild for. Apparently, in order to combine with, and he will combine with the leader class, I guess Megatron or Galvatron. Apparently, only pieces of him will combine with that leader class. Not the whole thing. The whole thing won't break down and combine. Only pieces of him will. That's going to be tricky. It'll be interesting to see how that works out and how that interplay works. I'm sure a lot of people will be excited about it. I could tell you now, instant pass for me. I think it's the wrong call. But that's just me. Let's run down through a few notes and then I'll check in with you guys and we'll do the trivia, the unboxing, get out of here. So the new, like I said, the new weaponizers, fossilizers, junkions, they're going to be called armorizers. I figured it would be something playing on them being rocks, but okay, armorizers. Sure, why not? Now, the Infernac universe, very interesting. The Infernac universe, first of all, is inspired by Rock Lords, which I think we all know. It's also inspired by the Infernac domain from Inhumanoids, if you ever remember that short-lived series. And it the like overall like I guess like rock look that they have, because they don't look like rock lords. They look more like living rocks, right? That comes from the Headmasters, the Japanese Headmasters episode, My Friend Six Shot, where like these kind of rock creatures are there. So the look kind of comes from them, and the actual universe that they come from is a mix of rock lords and inhumanoids. Also, apparently, these guys aren't transformers. That's why their chest is hollow. They don't have sparks. They're not actually transformers. Very, very interesting. Very, very strange. During the Q&A, they were asked about combiners, and they really sort of glossed over it and said, if it happens, like it'll be like kind of, like Junkosaurus. I think it was so much work to do the Menosaur combiner, and honestly, I think it's only me that I think it's taxing, daunting to think about doing another one. Apparently, Magnius is an obsidian type of stone. Okay, cool. And he has a crossbow, so that's neat. Crossbow is a bit of a different weapon. Cool with that. What else do we have here? Chase has his capture claw. It's kind of translucent. Thundertron has his peg leg, and apparently there's some battle damage on his face, but in the stock images and stuff, I didn't really see any battle damage on his face. So I don't know. Tiger Hawk has his like animation purple. The toy of the year was Armada Optimus Prime. So, I mean, I've heard good things. I can't speak to it, never experienced it, don't know the mold, but it looks excellent. Like enough that I look at it and I've even said it's not the Prime for me, but everything about it looks splendid. I have zero doubt I would score it very high. I think it makes the original, that piece of garbage from way back 20 years ago, obsolete. Throw it, burn that, put it out in your fire pit and burn it, because baby, there's a new Armada Optimus Prime on the block, and man, he is fantastic. Not even the Prime for me, but he's fantastic. The character, I'm happy that Skybike got in, considering his voice actor is battling cancer. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was cancer that he's battling. I'm very happy to see that Skybike gets in for sure. And there was a human who got in, one of the Takara designers that I don't know. And they done a poll for favorite Matrix bearer. Are we even shocked that Optimus Prime won that? I don't think so. Oh, and one other note. Magic Square showed off speaking of Optimus Prime, a super deformed Optimus Prime. It's cute. It's very chibi. Wouldn't you know it actually transforms into a respectably clean truck, though probably a little wide, but it's tiny. Tiny. Let's do the trivia. Let's do the trivia. The trivia tonight is Thundertron leads the Star Seekers, a band of pirates. How many Star Seekers are there? A, 5, B, 20, C, 13, or D, 7. 5, 20, 13, or 7. I'm going to go up while you guys think on it. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't use that internet. Don't cheat. Let's go up here and see what you guys are saying. Where I left off. Where am I? About here. About here, I think I was. Grimlock God says he's with me on anime. Yeah, it's not my thing. There's something about the movement and all of the excessive like cell shading and stuff that they do that just, and like all the like twinkly glints, and there'll be a sound effect to go with it. And I'm like, You don't need all that. It doesn't land on me. I don't know. Less is more, I guess. For me, I understand its popularity. It's just not for me. Glad I'm not working today. Working tomorrow night, and I dread having to clean up after the merchandise truck from today. I'd like to know why. Send me a message about that. I'm curious. Water heater for my mother last month. I paid. Yeah, there you go, Warren. Mine was a bit more, but I'm in the ballpark with you, buddy. That's a big chunk of change unexpectedly. I got news for you. The glasses weren't much cheaper. So it was a rough week. I know 86 Magnus is gonna be a what? Lattice. I think I mean little, bit big, but I'm probably still gonna get it. And pair it alongside my Kingdom Magnus. Interesting. I don't know why you'd have two Magnuses, but you do you, man. However you want to collect, right? Ream is the best water heater. I'd never heard of it. G1 was animated by Toei. So yes, I know it was animated by Toei, blah, 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 but it wasn't that excessive Japanese style. Stop, Blue. You know the difference. We all know the difference. 80s cartoons do not have the same look that those like 90s anime that were ported over from Japan did. We all know that. No, G.I. Joe does not look like Sailor Moon. We all know this. Stop it. I hate when people do that stuff. MHA is My Hero Academia. I don't know what that is. My Pulsecon pickups, Chase, animated Prowl, animated Bee, Tiger Hawk, and the Hotshot Jolt pack. I don't have Hotshot. Now, the Hotshot Jolt pack is quite expensive, apparently. I'm feeling the sting as I've been hunting. Okay, I remember you saying that earlier. Fuel pump. Yeah, there's a fun one. Hose, nozzle, missiles. Yeah, right. I mean, trying to get all those parts. I know it's a lot of work, but anyway, already tried. Only junk clone. What did people say? Issue one's not easy. Found on eBay. Frankatron. Omar says, quick change of topic. What did I think of voice acting in the War for Cybertron Netflix series? I had no problem with it. Everybody was complaining about it being so slow. And yeah, at times it was, but otherwise, no, I had no problem with it. I think that it was a good crop of actors who would have to grow into the roles. It's unfortunate that they chose to use people that were non-union. I think that was a bad call. I had no issue with it. It was, you know what? I'm going to say this. It was infinitely better than anything from Unicron Trilogy. That's bar none the worst voice acting I've ever heard of anything, which is probably why I block it out. No, they didn't sound at all bored and lifeless to me. They sounded exactly as they should. Megatron had gravity. I did find the conversation between Megatron and Galvatron dragged on. Magnus had gravity, you know. I don't know. I liked it. I had no issue with it, Omar. Sorry. Can't agree with you there. But if you did, I'm sorry. I don't know. Too bad. Boulder Crash is supposed to be a GoBot Rocklord. No, Boulder Crash is not supposed to be a GoBot Rocklord. I already explained what all of that is. Chase is going to get everybody said that Axle Grease was going to get retooled into Lockdown, and it didn't happen. And now everyone's saying Chase is going to get retooled into Lockdown. Maybe. Time will tell. But I'm not going to even speculate because it gets us nowhere. Going to pull the trigger on the used complete Toys R Us Optimus reissue. There you go. There you go. Do it. Make life easy on yourself. Definitely getting Chase. Chase looks screen accurate. Here's the thing. I love Chase. He does look. Chase looks screen accurate, and I would make Prowl Senior Sergeant. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like the lower part of his tummy is a little more square than I would have thought. But yeah, he is quite screen accurate, no doubt. The only thing with Chase is when I think of Chase, I think of the throttle bot, the red guy. That's Chase to me. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about this Chase yet. 80 is what they want. Okay, well, you got to make that choice. I wouldn't pay anything for G1 stuff. To me, it's obsolete now. I've seen people with 3D printable files to give one of the Junkion cycles. GotBot cycles. Oh yeah, I know a guy who completely turned one of them into cycle. Not just the head, but he done like the chest and repainted them and stuff. He done a big cycle change on him. Fun, but not for me. I'm not gonna waste. Blah blah blah. That's fair. I'm not 100% sure the chase mold would be the best for lockdown. I'm kind of with you. No. Chase is gonna be retooled into lockdown, remolded. I don't know why people are saying that, but I don't see it. I don't see a lockdown in there, guys. I gotta say. Thundertron looks like a Zoid. I don't know what a Zoid is, so I can't speak to that. Why breakdown? Triple R break. No, what? Why breakdown? Triple R didn't say breakdown, did he? No, he said lockdown. Triple R said lockdown, Blue. Not breakdown. Robots with facial hair just look weird to me, unless it's Alpha Trion. Don't care about Thundertron. I want Silverbolt. That's fair. I also really like the Magnus, Kingdom Mold, as we go down here a bit. Leader class, Voyager with extra stuff. Yeah, that's the way it's becoming real fast. That's the definition of leader nowadays. That's what they're trying to make be the definition. I mean, I said it when it started. Don't let them stop buying. Because if you stop buying, then that's not what they would do. They would totally go back and be like, oh, God, we can't overcharge. Or, oh, God, we can't downsize. We got to find another way to cost cut. But everybody was like, no, these are fantastic, GotBot. You're wrong. And look where we're to now. Magmatron is really cool. I am excited to get him. Me too. Ultra Megatronus, and yet was only around for like one episode. I don't know what you're talking about there. I missed something. I have the reissue Big Convoy, which has the anime colors. Yeah, I wasn't able to get it at the time. I don't have any Big Convoy. I'd love to have him. He's the only, like, of the primes and convoys and stuff that are out, I think he's the only one I don't have a version of, or like a custom version of or something. Certainly in Beast Force, he's the only one I don't have a version of. It has modern articulation. We have now, since it came out in 98. Oh yeah, I knew it had modern articulation and stuff. Looking forward to see what Tidal Wave looks like. I don't have any Tidal Wave. I mean, I'm just going to stick with the Titan's Return. That's closer to the correct size because dude's a boat. But good for people interested, I suppose. Six Shot was always protecting Daniel. Wow, I just let Daniel go. Legacy Animated B, only version of B I like. Yeah, Animated B is the only one I like too. Excited for Magnus and Tidal Wave. Wow, that jumped down. That really jumped down. Holy moly. Animated B was the only B I like. Tidal Wave, might end up being your first Titan. GotBot sends Devastator. That's fair. If I'm being honest, Tidal Wave will be the first Titan I will buy. Well, you know, first, what? If I'm being honest, Tidal Wave will be the first Titan I will buy. Enjoy. I think it's completely at a scale, but it's not for me. You know, it's like the Cybertron Metroplex. It's not for me. I hope you get joy from it. I sincerely hope you get joy from it. Let's see. D777. Fact checking with input. Q. 20D 2777. A lot of sevens. We have a 13 from Warren. Question mark 77. A lot of sevens. DDD. The answer, my friends, is 13. 13. He's also based on Captain Ahab from Moby Dick, who always wants revenge. And his name is a portmanteau of Voltron, right? Right? And Thundercats, right? Cat-tron. Thundertron, right? So who knew? Who knew? As we go down here a little bit, the one with the cannon has the toy accurate colors, which is what I want. All the reissue is going for under 60 brand new. Yeah, I like at this point, I would just get whichever one I could get for a reasonable price, honestly, Ed. I can't be nitpicky. I really can't, because the prices people are trying to scam these days are insane. Netflix strikes back with non-union in Chicken Run 2. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I didn't know there was a. I don't know what a chicken run is, but okay. There's a lot that you talk about, Blue, that I don't have a clue what you're talking about, man. I'm not gonna lie. Can't buy toys right now because I have no clue what is going to happen with my marriage. Ooh. At least the last toy I got was Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Everything's split up, and I'm sad. Oh man, that's a bummer. Anybody who's been there knows what that's like. That stuff sucks, and I feel for you. I've been there. Starscream wife has been there. It bites. It's also very much why we have no interest in going through bad times again. I'm pulling for you, man. It's best I could say. Um, Chase is great. Yeah, it's just again, I think of the red dude, right? Hey, Hidden. Are you an actual GoBots fan? Yeah, sure. I like GoBots. Why not? GoBots was great. I had nothing against GoBots. Um, Maybe a Cyberverse style lockdown from Chase. Maybe. That said, I didn't choose my name because of GoBots. I chose it because in the early days I used to say, "What bot do I got?" And that's the way I would start reviews. Well, I had got this bot. It became GotBot. Zoid Mechanized Lion. Okay. If Chase isn't going to be locked down, I could see a Transformers Prime inspired cliff jumper. Now I see a cliff jumper in there. I don't see lockdown at all in it, but I do see a cliff jumper. I want a Wasp and a Slipstream myself. Yeah, both would be great. A Wasp would be great. Specifically, a Slipstream would be really nice. Agreed. Thundertron looks like a Zoid, says Dragonfly. That jumped down again. Commander Armada Prime is my favorite, hands down. I think that a lot of people are going to have him on their list. Newsflash: I'm not likely, unless I end up having a loan of someone's to review. I'm not likely going to have Armada Prime on my list at the end of the year because I don't know them old, right? I'm only interested in Windblade and Tigerhawk. That's fair. It's a very, very long story. Cope Daily. Ed, you're preaching to the choir, buddy. Been there. I'm gonna head out now. Take care, lads. Roll for home. See you, Caldeo. Have a good night, buddy. You know, I would have absolutely. I would have what? You know, I would have absolutely no issue downscaling to class size for the same amount of money if they gave it the same level of engineering. Things like ER clip. No, no. The fact that you're saying that you're willing to accept that is a big problem because as soon, and I said this in 2019, as soon as you accept smaller size, you've already lost mesh. You've already said, yeah, that's fine. I accept your new value proposition. It's fine that this has gone smaller. They've already cost cut that out. You're never, ever going to get that back. It's gone. You think of union negotiations in a contract. You've negotiated that away. Now they're going to try and find other ways to cost cut. Less paint, less parts. Let's go from hinge and swivel back to ball joints. Stop letting them take away any value. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have other ways to cut costs without passing it on to the consumer. It's BS. It was always BS. It was BS in 2007. It was BS in 2012. And it's BS today. Just saying. You deserve their absolute best. You're the customer. You have the power, not them. They have zero power. If customers stop buying, then a company does one of two things. Either they change their plan to make customers happy, a smart company, or they go out of business. Because at the end of the day, they can't survive without you. You can survive without them. Don't give up your power. Don't give up your buying power. Lesson for the night. Hey Sean, are you a fan of DevCon? Yeah, love them. Absolutely love them. And I'm so glad that we got the legacy one. Absolutely love it. And thought that was skeptical of the blur mold. Thought it worked out perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I'm waiting for Legacy Quake, and then I'm done for good. I mean, I got the Titans Return Quake, but I'm interested to see the Legacy Quake. The Titans Return lad, by the way, looks great next to Needle Nose too, and Spinister. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, animated is your thing. That's right. That's what I thought. Amona songs for divorced collectors. I wish New Age made GoBots. That'd be cool. That'd be right up their size too. Wow, that'd be cool. My wife supports my collecting. If I get divorced, it'll be because of my crippling anxiety disorders. I think I have generally a healthy amount of anxiety, but Starscream wife, she has anxiety and stuff. So I know what that's like too. And I know how difficult that can be too. Rob, I feel you, buddy. The new chase looks more like Lockdown than Prime Cliffjumper. I don't see a Lockdown there at all. I don't see anything about it, Waspinator, that looks remotely like Lockdown. Zero. I don't know why you're saying it. Looks more like Lockdown than Cliffjumper. If you painted it red and put a stripe down and put a Cliffjumper head on it, he's 100% Cliffjumper. With those lanky legs, I don't know. I'm not seeing what you're seeing, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Chicken Run was a parody of The Great Escape with poetry. Weird. Very weird. His bumper and headlights would have to end up on his chest for Prime Cliffjumper. What? His bumper and headlights would have to end up on his chest? What? I don't know what you're talking about. No. No. The roof was on his chest. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm sorry, but no. I thought you selected the name GoBot to mock the franchise. No. Not at all. Obviously, you must be new around these parts. I'm hoping for good things from Studio Series. Nothing from United looks interesting to me. Time will tell, I guess. Money talks. The only way to affect change with companies is not buying stuff. Exactly. She's also got stuffed cats as her collection. I don't know who that is, but why not have stuffed cats? Look at Prime Cliffjumper in robot mode. His headlights and bumper are on his torso. No, they're not. His roof is on his torso. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, regardless, I don't see a Lockdown. Even if it doesn't look like Prime Cliffjumper to you, there's not one thing about it that looks like Lockdown. Nothing. If it happens, it would have to be the skeleton with a wildly heavy retool. Heavy, almost unrecognizable retool, which they might do. Maybe the skeleton could work, but they'd have to remold the entire body, everything. They'd have to remold. Yeah, I'm not. No. There's a lot of comments, Blue. I'm not scrolling back up. Yeah, the bumper and headlights for Prime Cliffjumper at his waist. Anyway, going on. Let's do the unboxing. Get out of here. So we got two things to unbox. The first is in this bag, technically from Starscream Wife, but it's gonna be for me because the first thing that we got here is a bit lower than torso bit. Yeah, they're like down to his waist. Okay. I don't think we're going to get a Lockdown unless it's a new mold, to be honest with you. This is why I don't like speculation. None of you know. I don't know. Nothing's been said. Why are we arguing about this when we have the Hallmark Keepsake, Rise of the Beast, Optimus Primal? And the review for this will come up. And I have all the other ones. You guys that have been around here a while, you know that the tradition is that I get these from my wife. And I was like, this is way out of left field. And you know what? I think it might actually be one of my favorites, shockingly enough. And when we do the review, I'll explain why. But I can guarantee you that this picture on the front or the pictures you've seen do not do it justice. There's a ton of paint here. And I would say the most molded detail of any of these ornaments yet. The most molded detail of any of them yet. I think that when Christmas lights twinkle off of it, it's going to look spectacular. The other thing that I have, it's not semantics. You said it's on his chest, Waspinator, and it's not. It's down by his waist. The way the chest of Chase looks just like Cliff Jumper. Anyway, again, we're arguing about something that's not even a reality. So let's stop that. And look at this. What's in this box? This is the last thing that came in super early for me. And it is, oh, my Nova Prime. When I do the review of this, I'm going to show the transformation from vehicle back to robot. And I'm going to show, I don't want to call it the base mode, but power cradle mode that I leave his bits in when I don't necessarily want him all like parted up and armed up. The box is so weird. He wasn't held in with anything. He's just wrapped in a bunch of paper and in a nice solid box though. I wish if you're not going to have the windows in them, which I think is a huge mistake, then you need them to all be this good of quality. And they're not all that good of quality. And of course, our boy looks like this. Oh, buddy. Delicious. Smells so good. I mean, I'm happy to have this guy for sure. What do I think of him? I certainly like him. Do I like him better than my custom one that I've used in Universal Collision for several years? We'll see when we do the review for this guy. But he's going to be a fun one. For sure, he's going to be a fun one. And now we're finally caught up on my unboxings. Woo! And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nova Prime. Okay, I'll wait for your review. How long do you think it'll yellow? I sure hope it don't. I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel a member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Have some fun with us here on the channel. Sometimes it gets spicy. Sometimes we don't always agree. That's what makes it fun sometimes. And don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there and you, and yeah, you over there in the corner as well, you do make a difference in the world. And I'll look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit. Either right here on Thursday nights in the live streams, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way inside the videos.